So yeah, it's very nice to meet you guys on this demo day, and I would like to go through about this OmniGram and what it is and our fundraising plan. So OmniGram is an account across blockchains, and we try to provide seamless connectivity between any blockchains out there with account centric interoperability. So let's just go through the cross-chain project challenges. So there has been many cross-chain projects on the ecosystem, and what problem have we actually faced? So basically, security is the first problem. Like 2.5 billion stolen funds from user is actually stolen and gone by these bridge projects because they were actually kind of managing the users' funds on their own without any like concrete algorithms or security. And liquidities are actually fractured if they make a cross-chain liquidity due to the bridge tokens. And UX is really, really bad. Last year, there has been a bull market and nobody cared about this quality user experience across their dApp. And then now they're all actually terrible. Yeah. So what happened? So let's just go through some histories on this blockchain ecosystem so far. So last bull run, it was all about this Bitcoin and Bitcoin forks coming in. The another bull run came with Ethereum with those sovereign chains. So these Cosmos, Polkadot came out, and now we're kind of in a phase. These VCs trying to build another bull market with just like making like a block spaces, calling rollups and layer twos and stuff. But I disagree that this will not actually make a bull market, to be honest. Right now, all the funds that are operating in blockchain are all focused on Ethereum. But instead, they miss out this opportunity to actually capture value and capture connectivity between other blockchains and the Ethereum's value across them. So I believe that sovereign accounts will be the next bull market driver, and OmniGram is focusing on that, providing a middleware where Ethereum can actually expand their own liquidity to other blockchains and then focus more on computing size or if there's like a gaming projects out there, they can use our middleware to bridge liquidity and then pretty much focus on what they do on their best in their own layer ones. So these are the focus that we're trying to do. And actually, the market that we're aiming for is just more than just having like a one layer one project. So there used to be like a layer one project which just claims to be like the monopolize every blockchain ecosystem out there with predatory inclusion. But actually, like the connectivity in these overall transaction, if you capture those transaction fees from those actual users market, the total addressable market is $1.3 trillion market there. Uh, Pretty much SAM there. It's like $980.64 billion, which is like a focus use case of these cross chains and every blockchains out there, which is DEX and Bridge. And one of the focus, the start of this, like pretty much, if we go through a seed stage, I think we'll pretty much start with the launchpad using our bridge token, and the market cap is just solely like 1.1 billion. So it's just more than like just having a middleware and account with the connected services captures more value than just launching on layer one projects. So OmniGram is really trying to provide middleware instead of just launching just another layer ones or like boring just rollups that could actually surpass anything or what. But we focus on users. So we've come up with this robust security algorithm system, which is called Decentralized Internet Protocol, which solves security. We try to focus on this primary use case of our connectivity using OmniBridge, which solves liquidity across these like Ethereum and the other upcoming layer twos and other block spaces out there. And OmniID unites this user experience. So like for example, we have WeChat in China, and we pretty much stuck into that, right? And there's an account in there, right? OmniID is just the same as that. It provides a primitive where it can provide WeChat for Web3 on every blockchains out there for every users who use Web3. So OmniGram, our value is where users finally own the data, regardless of any blockchains out there. They say that they are the sovereign chains and that they protect the users, but they never did by making Ponzi's. But we do not. We provide through Web3. So we kind of see our main competitors as Layer 0 and Stargate. Omnigram and Standard is pretty much corresponding to each Stargate and Layer 0 respectively. And you can compare these points that Omnigram and Standard is more legalized, also more sustainable when it comes to maintaining the staking APYs and stuff. Also, we take a different approach where we don't race for adoption, but we take a marathon for making things that actually make sense in this blockchain ecosystem. Um, so yeah, that's the slide right there. I do not have much time, so I'm just gonna leave it there so that you guys can watch it. And here we go. Yeah, so technical comparisons, we did some research. I'm also a dev, so I try to look at those NPC projects and all those like Layer 0 who says that they're trying to connect them all, but they actually use centralized components. So those are the technical points that I've compared before, and yeah, a lot. So here is the list of products. So we're gonna have a flagship chain, which uses a Tendermint core to test out these account abstractions and all these WeChat testing, WeChat-like testing across functions in this blockchain, such as Bridge, Dex, and Launchpad or Oracles. So these are the core apps that's gonna be in the flagship chain. And from the extensions, I believe that using our already made order book decks, we could have perpetual futures without relying on to oracles like Chainlink or anything. We could also have like an asset resource hub by having an order book exchange platform just like Binance. You can think of it as like a super dApp, and pretty much based on this sequencer built in this through Omnigram, I believe that we could have like a cross-chain yield vaults where this can optimize the trading fees or any transactions happening across blockchains. And with OmniID, I believe that we could maybe have like a social fly, just like WeChat users do. Communicate, they make communities, such as that. Yeah. So our roadmap is to launch a multi-chain ecosystem launch. First, we need to make a product, and we need to have some projects who could actually interconnect themselves into many blockchains out there. So we plan to have an Omnigram hackathon to bring those projects who really want to test out this multi-chain ecosystem formed by us using MVP, and we try to give them hype around our ecosystem and project using an IDO. And we try to plan to have like a private testnet to for improving those MVPs and provide like a flagship experiences to test out account abstraction. And pretty much public mainnet is expected to be in 2024 in June for perfected user experiences. So here are the details. So we already know Certic and DoraHacks, and DoraHacks will provide a developer hackathon where these feasible projects can actually come into our ecosystem. Certic will partner with us to do some audits for them and then support them and support those teams to launch their tokens and then connect our bridge projects out there. Phase 2 will be use IVC to connect this bridged asset and then test out our middleware to expand this algorithm or system into a non-Cosmos chain. So such as like turning these Omnigram ERC20s into their native Atom bank module coins and form up the IVCs. That will be like pretty much a steps to scale not only on just EVM middleware, but also like every other network's middleware. And phase 3 will be to compete with WorkCoin, where WorkCoin scans iris to provide ID, but we don't. We rather provide like an extra privacy layer. and then try to compete with a WorkCoin using a pseudo anonymous identity layer where it is measured, where its reputation is measured by the activities done in our OmniGram system or app. So what we're looking for is pretty much 1.5 million US dollar for seed stage at a $300 million valuation. Our Omni token price will be 3 USD, and it's gonna. So right now we have like a connections between KuCoin and Gate, and pretty much after like 10 months after building those first products on EVM, we're gonna list on tokens and then pretty much announce this TGE where people can take the tokens and then sell the exchange. And we're gonna pretty much have like a lockup schedule quarterly in 5 years. That's the amount that we're gonna unlock for investors who invest in. So early adopter opportunity is buy Omni, our currency, which is gonna be in multi-chain across. And Omni is gonna be like a utility currency to maintain active membership, to use these like bridge decks across these all blockchains. So you can just think of it like a subscription services to maintain your WeChat ID on this world of Web3, and it's gonna have like a sustainable demand based on it. So, but also and its hype will grow as more users come in. Or you could buy premium accounts to have more benefits in the long run. When we develop a product. So one of the examples, one of the products that we plan to make is the fully decentralized order book decks, and we share 40% revenue as like a prize for using the DApp. And if we earn like $1 billion just like Uniswap in the last year, $400 million goes to prize to every users. And if we get premium accounts, you will be able to get more share on those prize pool. So it is only limited chance for those who invest in us in a private manner. So yeah, be an early adopter. Yeah. So these are the charts for initial supply, vesting schedule, and inflation rate. I cannot talk in details because the time is short. But if you could connect us, we can show spreadsheet plans, dates, and so. So don't feel afraid to connect. So the team, our team is very unique because I had an experience in TFL, Terraform Labs, and then caught Do Kwon with SEC and Department of Justice. I was the one who thought he was doing things wrong in the 2021 and found this company called Standard Labs to make standard in this crypto. And we really run a marathon to make system which actually makes sense in the blockchain ecosystem. And other than that, I've been an engineer in Ethereum, Polkadot, Cosmos, Near ecosystem with total 5 years. And we do have like a Victor who has been like an early contributor to React Native and full stack developer. We do have like an ex Morgan Stanley, Matthew. He also worked with Tesla. And we do have from Elle, our designer. She has been working 10 years of UI and UX and product designs. So yeah, one of the unique things is that we do have a connections to the mainstream media while catching Do Kwons and legal teams such as SEC and traditional finance by this Matthew guy who worked in Morgan Stanley. So more research is out there. We do have a technical paper. You can visit this link to take a more detailed insight. It has a lot of information in it, so I recommend to read on that. So if you have an investment proposal, if you want to buy Omni, don't be afraid to connect to this email or my Telegram ID. And you can take a look at the tokenomics schedule update on this link. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for listening. And if there is any questions, please let me know right now.